everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Ruth Steele and today we're going to be doing a spine mobilizing flow. If you hear some snorting going on throughout, I have got Banksy in the room with me, so that's what it is. But otherwise, make yourselves comfortable, grab a mat, and we shall begin on our shins. If you're more comfortable, please do sit on your bottom and you can elevate yourself with a block or cushions as you need. So take a moment just to rock side to side a bit, shake off anything you're holding on to that's happened throughout your day, and we'll just take a moment to lengthen the spine, ground down through the sit bones. We'll turn the palms so they're facing up towards the ceiling. From here, take a big inhale through the nose and just sigh out through the mouth. We'll do that twice more. Good. From here, inhale, take the arms overhead. Grabbing hold of the left wrist. Inhale, lengthen through that left side. And as you exhale, take it up and over to the side. And instead of thinking of collapsing in the side body, think about lengthening up and over diagonally, really finding some length all down the rib cage, as if you were breathing through gills running down the side of your body. Good. Inhale back to center, flip the grip. And exhale up and over to the other side. Let's do that once more each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, lengthen up and over, all the way down the armpit, the ribs, down to the hip. Inhale, center. Exhale, up and over to the other side. Oh, hey, Banksy, you joining in, good boy. Coming back to center now, we're just gonna overlap the hands. And I want you to start slowly circling through the upper thoracic spine. As we inhale, puff the chest forwards, look up. And as you exhale, slightly round as we go around to the back. And keep going here and just start to notice what sensations we're holding on to, where there's tension in your body today. And maybe where there's a lack of stability, where we need to be a bit more mindful of building strength and active holds. Change direction, inhale, exhale. Keeping nice and strong in the upper body, shoulders are down away from the ears. Good, once more. And then release the hands, inhale, reach them up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're just gonna shake them out all the way down. Good, shake everything out and let it go. We're gonna make our way now onto all fours. Excuse me, Banksy, good boy. So making sure we have wrists below shoulders and knees directly below the hips. Let's cat and cow here and get some movement into our spine. As you inhale, bend the elbows and see if you can tuck them towards each other so we've got the eyes of the elbows facing forwards. Inhale as we relax the tummy, lift the tailbone and start to look up. Exhale, round through the spine. Squeezing pelvic floor and really tucking that navel in towards the spine. Inhale, cow, relaxing the tummy, lifting the tailbone. Exhale, cat. Now keep going here. And let's start to see where our end range of motion is today between these poses, as well as all the tiny micro movements it takes to get from one to the other. As they say, it is not the destination, it's the journey that counts. So start becoming aware of everything your body is doing in between the poses to get to the next pose, as it's really important. So much can be done with cat and cow. Depending on where you're at in your life, you can even reverse the breath. For instance, in pregnancy yoga, you would inhale on your cat And exhale on the cow. So we're relaxing and encouraging everything to open from the lower pelvis. Just a few more here, wherever you're at. And then maybe you want to take some crazy cats, rolling round through the spine and relaxing the neck. There was something very useful that I learned today. If you, like myself, have had challenges with your weight in the past, if you have also had challenges with body dysmorphia, whether that's you thinking that you're bigger than you actually are or smaller, for me, when I trained at drama school, I definitely heard 1,000 times, navel to spine, hug your tummy in. And actually I realized I am going about my life most of the time sucking everything in. And although that's very useful in some ways when we come to doing exercise, it helps us to nip you'll sometimes hear me say about nipping your ribs down towards your hips. And this is great because it helps us keep firm in the core, which is what we want for inversions, handstands, that kind of thing. But actually, we start to have issues when we walk around day to day and suck everything in, because what this is doing is tucking our pelvis underneath, and it's encouraging our navel up, which kind of restricts us from feeling grounded, connected. And for me, I've noticed it stops us from engaging our outer hips, so we become very weak in the glutes, the outer hip, and also really tight in the hip flexors, and a bit more unable to connect to core in the correct way, because we're always just sucking everything in and holding it in. So that's something else to think about when we're doing our cat and cow. If you're the same, that you constantly hug everything in, getting used to letting everything go, so that we can access that outer hip, and where that can activate is really useful. And we're going to do a little bit more of those exercises in a moment. Great. So from here, come back to your all fours. We're going to inhale, tuck the toes. As we exhale, lift the knees just an inch off the mat. Actively push the ground away from you. So we're slowly rounding into the upper back. And just breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, lift the tailbone to the ceiling and come into our first downward facing dog. Remembering that if your legs are straight and you're curving through the spine, it's much more beneficial for the body to bend the legs and lengthen through the spine here. So we have that little compression happening in the hip flexors. We have length down the spine, which is so beneficial for the body. And we're just going to pedal the legs here nice and slowly. As you inhale, bend the right leg and see if you can bring the knee right in towards the chest, or the lower tummy, without compromising in that long spine. Good. Keep going here. Breathe. Whenever you're ready, in a moment, we'll find some stillness in our downward dog, and just gentle reminders to actively push the ground away from you. So we're pushing out through the shoulders, externally rotating as if we were turning the creases of the elbows up towards the ceiling. If you are hypermobile and you're finding that you're really bending like this in the back, it's much more beneficial to find activation in your downward facing dog. So push the ground away and gather that feeling of squeezing ribs towards hips. But then maybe what's happening is you're tucking the tailbone under. So try to keep that feeling of nipping ribs towards hips, and instead we're going to slightly tilt the pelvis forwards. If you imagine that your pelvis was a bowl of water, we're trying to tip the water out the front of that bowl. So it's a feeling of just gradually tilting the pelvis forwards. Let me try and demonstrate. This is where my body naturally goes to, which is a little bit tense in the pelvis. And then all we're doing is making that tiny little adjustment, tilting forwards so that we have even more length in the spine, and particularly now in the lumbar spine, the lower spine. Again, what will happen here is we'll start to feel even more length down the back of your legs. So if you need to bend them, please do. And we'll start activating from this position more of the outside hip and that compression in the hip flexor, which is great. That's exactly what we want. We're just here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Take those knees to the ground, bum to heels. Child's pose. Rest the forehead down. The knees can be narrow, they can be wide. Whatever feels good for you in this moment. Take 3 deep breaths. Well done. Connecting back to your inner rhythm. Just like the sea has a rhythm, we all have that internal rhythm that when we tap into, it's much easier to bring about peace and calm and find our truth. Good. Inhale, back to all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. We're going to ripple through the spine now, snaking through the spine to help us shake off any tension and find a little more mobilization through our spine. As you inhale, come onto the tiptoes and see if you can go in slow motion, really rippling through lower spine, middle spine, upper spine. When we get to this plank position, we're going to bend the knees generously, send the tailbone high to the sky, and we just ripple back the other way, nice and gently through the spine. Let's go 3 more times. Inhale, tiptoes, as if in slow motion. Can you articulate every single vertebra of your spine? When we get to plank, bend the knees, keep the elbows squeezing towards each other, so we're really strengthening through upper body there as well. Twice more, you got it. Keep connecting to that breath. Inhale, ripple forwards. Exhale, ripple back. Good. Let's try one more, but this time we're going to try and keep the legs straight if they are straight already. We ripple forwards, and then keeping the legs straight, we just turn the elbows, send the tailbone high to the sky, and that's even more challenging, but allows us to really just take a moment to see what's happening, and if we have any areas of the spine that aren't engaging as much. Good. Knees to the ground, bum to heels, child's pose. Find that long breath, connect to your inner rhythm. From here, walk the hands in towards your thighs. Once again, we are sitting on the shins. Inhale, take the arms overhead. As you exhale, we're going to cactus arms with an active twist to the left side here. Just using the strength of our core. Inhale, center. Exhale, cacti arms, twist actively to the right. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, active twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, active twist. Lovely. Coming back to center. Inhale. This time as we exhale, we're going to bring and sweep the left arm underneath as if we were trying to get the hand in between the shoulder blades. Now, more than likely, your hand is going to be engaged and touching your back. But what I want you to do is take the hand away from the back. So we've actually got a little gap here. We're not touching any clothes. And then as if we were going to bend the right hand to meet the left. But again, we don't touch the back of the head or the clothes. We're reaching actively towards that hand, but we're not letting them touch. We're just holding actively here. If the ribs are popping out, try and encourage those ribs back towards hips. Inhale, swing the arms around and go the other way. Not touching clothes, actively reaching, strengthening through the shoulders. Inhale, change. Once more, inhale, change. Good, last time. Inhale, release the arms and just shake them out. The arms are probably aching a little bit after that, and if so, great, you're doing the right thing. It's so different practicing active holds within the body And it helps us diminish that gap that we have between active range of motion and passive range of motion. So quite a lot in the yoga world, yoga is almost glamorized or fetishized by people's end range of motion. But you've got to remember that some people are hypermobile, so they are naturally very stretchy, and this means that they can get into impressive looking poses. But whilst they might look impressive, actually, if those people that are hypermobile don't have much strength to support and stabilize their ligaments and every muscle, if they're not using every muscle in their body in the correct way, then they're more susceptible to injuries. So don't worry what anyone else is ever doing, just focus on yourself, and then you're right where you need to be. Coming back onto all fours here, we're going to inhale, extend that right leg long. Find your balance and make sure we're not lifting that right hip. And then from here, we'll extend the left arm long. Good. Push the ground away from you actively with that right hand. Bending the right leg now. We're going to reach back towards the right foot with the left hand. Great if you can grab it. By all means, take a passive range of motion stretch by pushing the foot into the hand, reaching away. But then after you've done that, release the foot. Keep everything where it is reaching and try and find that active range of motion. So we're squeezing right heel towards bum. We're reaching back with the left hand, opening heart towards the front. 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower down. Change sides. Extend that left leg long. Push the ground away from you. Reach the right arm long. Bending that left leg, reaching around for the foot. If you can grab, great. Inhale, push the foot into the hand and take a passive stretch. And when you're ready, release. Squeezing left heel to glute, reaching the right arm behind you. Chest is opening forwards. 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower back down. Let's do both sides once more. Inhale. Reach the right leg and left arm, and take that active stretch, squeezing right heel to bum and reaching the left arm behind us. Good. Slowly straighten again. Lower down. Inhale, extend left leg and right arm. Squeezing left heel to bum and reaching behind with that right hand actively. Slowly straighten and lower down. Good. Take a wide-legged child's pose this time, relaxing the forehead down, connecting to your inner rhythm. Good. From here, snake the body forwards, nice and slowly coming all the way down to our tummy. In a moment, we're going to go into our Sphinx Pose, but first we're going to activate through our spine. As we inhale, lift the upper body, push the toes into the ground, and just release the hands off. And exhale, lower forehead to the ground. 3 more times. Inhale, lift, pulling the chest and heart forwards. Exhale, lower. Just a tiny movement, but engaging through the back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. And see if you can slide your elbows under your shoulders, but without engaging them on the floor. So we're just actively trying to slide them under there. Good. Stay here in your Sphinx Pose, pulling your heart forwards. Shoulders down away from the ears. But we're relaxing the sides of the neck. Good, breathe. Slowly start activating again, pushing the tops of the feet into the floor and lifting the arms off just an inch as we lower down and interlock hands behind the back this time. 3 more lifts as we inhale and push, squeezing the hands in towards each other. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down, releasing the hands and just bringing them to spider hands either side of the head here. Bending the right leg, we're going to slowly twist towards the right side. So we're opening up towards the right and we're just bending that right leg, opening the knee actively away from us. Stay active in the left leg as well. Left toes are pointed. Just slowly twisting into the lumbar spine here, and you'll have a nice little stretch happening in the front of that left shoulder as well. Take one more big breath here and slowly come back through center. Bending the left leg now, opening out to the left side. Same thing, really squeezing and opening the left knee. Experiencing a little nice stretch in the front of the right shoulder this time. And coming back to center. Good. Bring the hands underneath. We're going to slowly keep the upper body connected with the ground as much as you can. Lift the bottom off the floor as we scooch ourselves all the way back to the child's pose. Nice. Good. Taking some more ripples of the spine here. We're going to practice 3 swooping cats. As we inhale, keep the elbows low, touching the ground. And then as we come up, keep rounding through the spine as we bring the bum back towards the heels. Good. Twice more. Inhale, swoop forwards. Last time. Good. Then once take that same action we just practiced, but backwards. Good. Take a deep breath. And notice what's happening in your hip flexors. If you can let go a little more and relax tummy down towards thighs. You can even push the heels of the hand into your mat here so that you can encourage the bottom to settle back onto the heels. Nice. Swoop forwards once more and come all the way down onto our tummy here. Keeping the hands directly under the elbows so they're nice and far behind you, just like they would be in chaturanga position. We're going to take a little bit of a different ripple here. You've probably seen some of these. They look quite effective when you speed up a video. They look like you're snaking through the spine. But in actual fact, they're really great for engaging separate parts of the spine individually and finding a little core within a spinal ripple. So what we're going to do is slowly lift the bottom off the floor. You might need to push your toes into the mat for this to happen, but then ideally you want to tuck the toes under so we're on the tops of the feet. So we lift the bottom off the floor. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to push the ground away slightly so our chest comes off the mat just an inch. We then tuck the tailbone underneath and ripple mid-spine, upper spine until we come to an upward facing dog. Now if you are in full upward facing dog, remember the hips should be off the floor, legs should be active, and we're resting on the tops of the feet. If you're not comfortable with full upward dog, then fine. As you ripple, take the bottom off the floor, start to push up, and then just slowly keep a little healthy bend in the arms like this. So you're just coming up to a cobra. Lower back down. Good. Let's do this some more. So bringing the bottom slightly off the mat. Inhale, exhale, pushing, tucking, tailbone under, mid-spine, upper spine. Good. And then this time we'll exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's add some of this together. Inhale onto the tiptoes, ripple through the spine to that plank. We'll take chaturanga nice and slowly all the way down to the ground, as if in slow motion. Good. From here, inhale, tuck the bottom, or lift the bottom, Exhale, push the ground away, tuck tailbone, keep rippling up through the spine into upward facing or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. You got it. Let's do that 3 more times. I know you can do it. Inhale, ripple through the spine to plank. Exhale, chaturanga down as if in slow motion. Inhale, pop the bum, push the ground away, leading from the pelvis. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, twice more. Inhale, ripple through the spine, coming to that plank position. Really imagine you were in slow motion as you lower. Good, pop the bum. Exhale, push. Rippling up through the spine, well done. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, ripple through the spine. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down. Pop the bum, inhale. Exhale, ripple up through the spine. Exhale, downward facing. You got it. Last time here, inhale, ripple through the spine. Exhale, chaturanga down, nice and slow. Inhale, pop the bum. Exhale, ripple up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Take the knees to the ground. Bum to heels. Child's pose. Rest it down. You should have a light sweat happening across your brow. If you're really activating through all the muscles in the pelvis, the core, through the spine, activating the legs in your upward facing dog or cobra, then your whole body should be working. And that is when we're doing yoga in the right way, when we're really activating all the muscles, we can be moving so peacefully and so calmly that it's just as effective. From here, come back to all fours, cross the lower legs and bring yourself through to seated. You could swing the legs around you, it's all good. Taking it back down, all the way down onto the mat now. Hug the knees in towards the chest. And you can rock forwards and back slightly or side to side. Letting both knees fall over to the left side. Open the arms out and look to the right hand. And slowly let the knees fall over to the right side. And we look to the left hand this time. Come back to the center and we'll take Supta Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Soles of the feet are together. We let the knees fall wide. Slowly tuck the shoulder blades underneath you so we're broad in the chest. Palms are facing up. And we bring our attention to our breath. Relaxing every muscle in your body. And I want you to repeat this mantra to yourself in your head. I am supple, I am strong, I am exactly where I need to be. I am supple, I am strong, I am exactly where I need to be. And one more time in your head. By all means, stay here for as long as you have time for. It's always a great idea to allow the body to fully rest in at least 5 or 10 minutes of Shavasana. And in this way, the body is more able to digest whatever movement we just did. So whereas the mind is always quite conscious of what's going on, it takes our body just a little bit more time to rest and digest so we can create new neurological pathways. And this is how, we remember how a certain movement feels in the body, where we let go of fear towards poses, inversions, and really build upon our practice each and every time. So even if we return to our mat and we practice the same things or different, each time our body is learning something new, and that's fantastic. Good. Whenever you're ready, bring yourself back to a comfortable seated position, lengthening once more through the spine, grounding through the sit bones. Thank yourselves for spending time on you today and stepping onto your mat. And thank you so much for joining me here again. If you did like this video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as that really does help me towards being able to provide these free videos. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Namaste.